Carry forward canceled? Well, this wasn't the W we were looking for. Hey guys, Mattsuki back again. Today I kind of wanted to do a little deep dive into the reasoning behind this decision, why this is not a W like a lot of members of the community are claiming it to be. Also the good and bad. There is both good and bad to this change. What? Mattsuki's not a rage baiter? Yeah, I got that comment on my last video somehow when I was saying Infinite Warfare is not the same as Black Ops 7. Crazy the things you'll see on the internet, right? I'd like to provide to you guys some constructive criticism, some ideas of my own to fix this issue that I'm about to get into. And then we're also gonna call it some weird behavior in the COD community, some little bad apples to be wary of. Yes, we're gonna get into semantics. Ooh, I can't wait. Stick around for that. Timestamps are down below. I got you covered. So sit back and enjoy. Alright, so reasoning behind the change, what's changing and why? Operators, operator skins, and weapons from Black Ops 6 will no longer carry forward into Black Ops 7. Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting. This is why Black Ops 6 operators and weapon content will no longer carry forward into Black Ops 7. Double XP tokens and gobblegums will still carry forward because we recognize your time and progression and that they are important. Not your money though. Alright, and then we have this little Trump statement here. First off, thank you very much. Call of Duty has always been fueled by its community. Every match, every clip, every bit of feedback you've shared with this franchise, right alongside us. It's the best franchise I've ever seen. Greatest community ever. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna glaze y'all even harder before we get into what is wrong. And then we got what's wrong here. So we know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you have said that we've drifted from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. Examples being immersive, intense, visceral, and in many ways grounded. That feedback hits home, and we take it seriously. We hear ya. Also, we have under your feedback matters, in Black Ops 7 bundles and items will be crafted to fit the Black Ops identity. We hear the feedback, we need to deliver a better balance towards the immersive core COD experience. A ton of feedback has already gone into Black Ops 7 and the coming weeks will share much more with you directly from Treyarch themselves, so that's something we actually can look forward to, but we're still gonna speak upon this before they do that. But yeah, here's some of the info you can look forward to from the studio if we're in for our multiplayer. So something that I think they should have had under like the multiplayer reasoning here, they put what we're doing to ensure the core moment-to-moment gameplay experience. Emphasis on gameplay experience takes a leap forward. This should have been also like another point for the immersion. What are we going to do to ensure the immersion stays true to Black Ops and Black Ops 7 specifically? So yeah, I personally believe this is very important because without defined parameters, they can essentially do whatever they want. If they're not going to define what those Black Ops parameters are, they're leaving it up for debate amongst the community. And when it's amongst the community, they're not actually following any set parameters we can hold them accountable to. You got members in this community like Exclusive Ace that are telling us to hold them accountable to their word, right? But their word is very debatable. So you can't really hold them accountable. See, like right here, let's hold them accountable if/when they stray away from Black Ops 7 bundles being crafted to fit the Black Ops identity. What does that mean? Is this apparently the Black Ops identity? Like, me personally, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure people were complaining about these skins, and that's why we have responses from the devs saying that we need to keep things grounded and immersive. Well, I don't think this looks grounded or immersive to me. And even looking at the robot skin here, like they've already redone this guy. They've remade him. Like, look at this. In the spirit of addressing some recent feedback, this is from Treyarch, by the way, we're making a few visual changes to some of the Vault Edition operators, starting with our favorite post-apocalyptic bus driver, Ted. We think it's pretty face melting. So here's the new Ted skin we got. I don't know. What was the visual change we made here? Is he more scary? I don't know. Like, to me, obviously the face has changed drastically, right? It's no longer this like mannequin looking face that's solid. It's now this gruesome looking, skin peeling looking face now, right? But the body still kind of feels the same. So in my opinion, you got a portal on his chest here. It's a literal portal from zombies, and they're putting that in multiplayer. No, that's not grounded at all. Like, it's literally a pack-a-punch machine from zombies, and we got a ray gun on his arm as well. So again, without parameters, we have no expectations, anything goes, and stuff like this just slips by the cracks. And you know, at launch, if something like this exists, we're only going crazier from here, guys. Like, that's what it's been every single year. If the baseline is already this outlandish, we are going to get worse and worse as time progresses. So I think we need definitions and examples of these definitions, because we're using words like grounded. Let me show you what that means. So like, just for some examples here, we have calm, stable, connected to your authentic self, values, and the present moment, rather than being overwhelmed by external chaos or internal stress. So if we apply that to like Call of Duty and Black Ops, right? Black Ops is a series that's been out for a very long time. In the past, we used to call the identity of Black Ops anything like, even before Black Ops 3, that was the Black Ops identity, right? But now that time has progressed, we now have more Black Ops games that are even more silly. So is Grounded really those two games, Black Ops 1 and 2 now? Or are we going to look at the Black Ops series as a whole and say, oh shit, we have Black Ops 3, 4, Cold War, 6, that's 4 games that are all silly. So is that now the authentic identity of Black Ops? I don't know, guys. Like, if you're looking for something grounded in reality, not just in the entirety of Black Ops as a series, you're looking for something like Black Ops 1 and 2, well, it doesn't seem like they're doing it. They need to actually come forward and say that they are. And to be clear, Black Ops 1, it took place in the past. It was a historical kind of game, right? So it's not like you can really experiment much there. But Black Ops 2 is futuristic. And did Black Ops 2 have futuristic zombie portals in the multiplayer? No. Did it have zombies characters in the multiplayer? No. The craziest we had were like futuristic weapon skins, right? Moving camos, but the campaign literally has active camo, which turns your character invisible. It's not that outlandish to have a moving camo in the multiplayer, and I think that's as far as you should go. Like, that is borderline too crazy. Having a portal is way past this line. This is fake. And it doesn't look like Treyarch are addressing that. They think this is what Call of Duty needs to be now. So take that with a grain of salt. Honestly, we should be the ones asking them, what are they doing to ensure this will stay a Black Ops grounded, immersive experience, huh? What are they doing? That should have been a bullet point, and the fact that it's not really shows how committed they are to it, in my opinion. Now, of course, we still have time before COD Next comes around. Maybe they will add this to their things that they'll address, but it's currently not on their blog post that they have posted officially. Now, of course, all this stuff kind of took place a week ago. I'm kind of giving my thoughts around it a week later. The reasoning that they have given this sort of feedback, like for example, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting. The direct reasoning for this is due to Battlefield 6 and its positive reception. And also just the mere dunking on Call of Duty for not doing what Battlefield 6 is doing. It's the lack of identity in recent years for Call of Duty, and by recent years, I mean since like Black Ops Cold War up to now. And then this is further emphasized with, we need to deliver a better balance towards the immersive core Call of Duty experience. At first, this kind of seems like a pretty good thing, right? Our feedback matters, they are hearing us, right? But I don't know, like, you look at the word choice that they use here, and I just have this haunting feeling in the back of my mind that we are gonna circle back here, and Call of Duty content creators that are like in favor of silly cosmetics, they are going to point this out, mark my words, that the exact wording here is to deliver a better balance. This is not talking actually about being immersive, right? It's talking about delivering a better balance, like a better balance between the immersive skins and then obviously the collabs like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and other references and pop culture icons that people will buy because just they are popular, they're part of pop culture. It's more of like a numbers thing.
What do you want from me?
You want the numbers, Mason. That's all we've ever wanted.
Instead of being Black Ops 6, where 90% of the skins are silly, they are getting a healthier balance, where it's more like 50-50. And yeah, another funny thing that I've noticed is that no one else is pointing this out. Like, I am the first person who has pointed out that they're just trying to deliver a balance. Everyone right now seems to be pushing that, oh yeah, immersion is their top priority, right? Like, uh-oh guys, Call of Duty has updated the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 reveal trailer thumbnail on YouTube to be more grounded, realistic character compared to the original futuristic looking Emma Kagan art. As if this wasn't grounded to begin with, like what? Huh? But then in those same comment sections, you scroll down enough and you'll see people saying, like, oh yeah, they're saying this now, but 2 or 3 seasons go by and then they start adding all the silly bundles again. It's just history repeating itself every single freaking year since Modern Warfare 2019. Give it 3 months tops before the comic skins are in, see what I mean? So yeah, let's talk about the good and bad of Carry Forward. Why this isn't as huge of a W as people are making it out to be. So there actually was a reason that people didn't want Carry Forward to continue into Black Ops 7, and that was strictly for immersion. Now there are people like myself, there are very few, I will admit, that didn't want Carry Forward for the purpose of weapons and weapon balance. So getting into, I guess, the good first, I really like that the guns from Black Ops 6 aren't going into Black Ops 7 because we had this issue last year with MW3 bringing forward MW2 weapons. At launch, all those MW2 weapons were just underpowered. And I don't just have a problem with the balancing, like they did rebalance those MW2 guns later on in MW3 to a point where I think most players thought that they were pretty evenly matched. But I have another issue with a weapon pool being brought into another game. I don't think it's just for identity's sake that you need new guns, right? Like visually, I don't think that's the case, but I think gameplay-wise, that is the case. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, I think it's pretty important to be able to identify which gun does a specific role the best. Like if I want a high fire rate weapon, I don't want to have to sort through 4 different high fire rate weapons just to find the best one out of those 4, and then throw the other 3 out into the trash can because they're just less powerful. I think most Call of Duty games, like they'll have 2 at most of the guns that do kind of the same thing and they just have slightly different stats. But if we just look at sniper rifles, for example, I think Infinite Warfare is a prime example of a Call of Duty that does roles best. You have the KBS Longbow, which is your standard, I guess, intervention sniper rifle. It's got the generous one-shot, one-kill range on the body, while also having a longer sort of bolt action effect between your shots. And then we got the Widowmaker sniper in Infinite Warfare. This was a 2-round burst sniper rifle, never before seen in Call of Duty to my knowledge. Maybe it was in Advanced Warfare, I don't know. But I think Infinite Warfare was the first to have it. Now this thing, you have to land both shots to get the kill, so you kind of gotta lead your shots up into the body. And on top of that, it's a little bit better than the KBS Longbow because it's got a faster fire rate. It doesn't have that long bolt between your shots either. So there's a little bit more risk, but a higher potential of reward. This thing was my baby. I love the Widowmaker. And then we got other guns that were kind of cool too, like the EBR 800. And yes, I am not reading this off a script, I am just remembering this off my brain. I fucking loved Infinite Warfare, man. I should really be putting this in an Infinite Warfare review, but I'm just gonna say it here instead, because goddamn, I get so giddy over it, huh?
I carry the brain of a human farmer.
This hybrid sniper was, I guess kind of like your Barrett 50 cal. It was a very fast fire rate, good for one-shot kill zones, but extremely high recoil, which I think is a little bit unlike the traditional Barrett 50 cal. This thing kicks like a mother trucker, but it's got this hybrid option too, so it can transform into an assault rifle. Now this assault rifle isn't as powerful as the other assault rifles, but because this is like an additional ability, it's an extra feature. It doesn't have to be as powerful as the other ARs. It really just gives this sniper incredible personality. And then I guess last but not least, we got the, I think it was the DMR fucking something. Sorry, I didn't really use this gun very much in Infinite Warfare because it wasn't that powerful, and I mean, it's just pretty basic. It's the semi-auto sniper of the game. So this is the sort of personality I want to get nailed into your guys' noggins. I feel like when it comes to a lot of modern Call of Duty games, you can't really experiment as much as Infinite Warfare did, which is really unfortunate, meaning that you're going to get a little bit more duplicate weapons of each other, just slightly different stats. But when it starts getting more than 2 of the same weapon, like an MW3, it feels a little redundant. It waters down the pool. I feel like a lot of COD players just don't know what personality is when it comes to guns anymore. Because yeah, like how long has it been since Infinite Warfare? Blue 2, PS4, 2018, Cold War Vanguard, no. Yeah, it's been like 8-9 years. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, Infinite Warfare is a lost gem. It is a diamond in the rough that we just won't have enough appreciation for. And enough of the Infinite Warfare glaze, let's get back into the other points. While I do think it is possible to bring back old guns from, like, you know, a previous era into a new game, also similar to how Infinite Warfare did its classic guns, right? Those are from the modern era, and they brought it into the far future. While that is possible for Black Ops 7, you could bring the Black Ops 6 guns forward. I don't think they should do it. Mostly because I do think that the assets are just going to be recycled at that point, and also at that point, they're just going to recycle the whole gun. So why do it? You're paying for a new game, you may as well get something new. Something that's more intentional. Something that is designed to fill a role. So yeah, I guess good job, guys. Good job, Call of Duty. You did one thing good. Now the rest of this review video of this carry forward to cancellation is going to be negative. Sorry to burst your bubble. On the player cosmetics end of the spectrum, as a member of the immersion crowd, I'm not actually jumping for joy with this cancellation. You might think that I would be, since we're getting rid of Beavis and Butthead and American Dad and all those weird Ninja Turtles in Black Ops 6, right? But no, this is a band-aid fix for a burst open pipe. This does not fix the overall issue with the yearly release of Call of Duty games, you know, with the yearly reset of our skin lockers. Because what they used to do before the recent couple Call of Duty games, MW3 and BO6, before that, it was this constant repetitive cycle of restarting a new game with grounded immersive skins and slowly, progressively getting worse and worse and worse, more and more outlandish as the year goes on. Modern Warfare 2019 kind of held out the longest in the Warzone era. It held out until, I believe, summer of 2020, when they finally broke and started adding weird death effects where you can just bust into a pile of pixels. Black Ops Cold War got worse, and then Vanguard got even worse after that. MW2 got better, and then it just got worse after that, and MW3, and even worse with Black Ops 6, and now that's why you're seeing this boiling point for the community. A lot of community members point fingers at the Beavis and Butthead and American Dad skins, how they changed the art style of Call of Duty. It's not just the theme, but the art style itself. They went for a cell-shaded skin approach, which is copying Fortnite, by the way. Now, while these skins are far miles beyond the line we draw for maintaining an identity within a theme, I think that line was crossed a long time before then. We've had animal skins, where literal players are sharks in a Call of Duty game. We've had Nicki Minaj, which has been an extremely controversial Call of Duty skin. If anyone says that Nicki Minaj is grounded in Call of Duty, they are bullshitting you. You can call their bluff. You don't have to listen to them. Wee woo, red flag alert! Call of Duty is an arcade military shooter. The game's theme is in the name. Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Vanguard, that's the theme of the Call of Duty experience you are experiencing that year. Vanguard's about the Vanguard crew. Modern Warfare is about real-life modern warfare. Black Ops is about black operations, the shadow governments controlling us, like secret mind control, the numbers. That's what Black Ops is. At least for the campaign, this is all true. And the whole debatable part comes when we introduce multiplayer and zombies. Historically, multiplayer has always been an extension of the campaign. Meanwhile, zombies has been its own little spin-off. Unfortunately, with the MARVEL-IZATION of Call of Duty, in extremely recent years, the new developers of the Call of Duty franchise have tried to combine zombies, multiplayer, and campaign to create a unified whole, some overarching Marvel Cinematic Universe story. And this just does not work. You are destroying stakes in the campaign by connecting it with the zombies. Why would I care about a stale-ass "where are the missiles, folk" story when we got zombies, literal undead creatures in a real-life environment? Why would I care? Why?
Where are we in time and place? We are between Modern Warfare 19 and MW22, the year 2021, and that's really important to the story because in true Treyarch Zombies fashion, we are always jumping eras, really touching different timelines in interesting ways. I can't go into all of it, but there's a reason for that. Now, the next question which you're hinting to is, why is Zakayev alive? I saw him die, but did you? Did you really?
I saw him get shot. I saw him fall down a missile silo.
You saw him fall. There was blood. But in true sort of story fashion, if there's no body, he's not dead. Now, Task Force 141 went back to that silo. There was water at the bottom. It had been drained. Lots of blood. And Zakayev was gone. Now, officially declared deceased.
Ooh.
But then whispers emerged that he's still alive. And now, of course, in true sort of villain fashion, he starts to hear whispers himself as he's recovering from falling down that silo, which he did.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts a little bit.
Yep.
Is about this new thing called Ethereum.
You are destroying the art style of multiplayer by connecting it with zombies as well. Beforehand, the multiplayer had direct connections to the campaign. We can look at the first Call of Duty that introduced skin customization, Call of Duty Ghosts. And we can easily see in that multiplayer that these skins were designed to fit into the campaign's universe. The far majority, and no one had a problem. It is the polar opposite of what we have now with Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 having 90% of its skins not fitting the theme, whereas Ghosts, like 99% of the skins did fit its theme. And guess which game people have a problem with? Yeah, it's the immersion in Black Ops 6, not in Ghosts. Yeah, that's why we seen the backlash of Carry Forward when it was announced that Beavis and Butthead would be here, back in BO7, in Season 1. I don't really like that there's this sort of narrative being spread around right now that it's only the cell-shaded skins that don't fit the theme of Call of Duty. It goes far beyond that, and like just to bring up a prominent example, I want to show you guys Exclusive Ace. So this was a post he made on Twitter for the Carry Forward. He highlighted experience the Black Ops universe the way it's meant to be played, era-specific weapons and gear. Keeping that signature Black Ops style is important from this little blog post here. This blog post was from last year with Black Ops 6, where they just blatantly lied to us, the community, that they were trying to keep this game a Black Ops themed game as long as possible. If long as possible means introducing skins that don't fit the theme in Season 1, well, goddamn, you guys must be desperate to gain our trust back. Anyways, the Exclusive Ace part of this comes in right here in the top right, coming off of the big news that Carry Forward is cancelled for BO7. I think it's important to remember the statement that they made leading up to the BO6 launch, and to hold them accountable if/when they stray away from BO7 bundles being crafted to fit the Black Ops identity, end quote. Now, this might seem really good at first, right? Like, Ace is telling us to hold them accountable so that they make skins that fit the identity. But then you look at his replies and you can see what Ace actually considers to be part of the Black Ops identity. So this person here says, it's hard when they lead with this. Of course, we got the Vault Edition skins. Hologram Girl, we got discount armor, Toy Story, failed design, futuristic crap here. We got a little bit of a Ted, I think his name was, from Zombies. He's got a literal Pack-a-Punch machine portal on him, and he's not even made with armor from the future. It looks like it's from like an old-timey 1990s, 80s, whatever, rusted parts and pieces, right? And obviously we're just skipping the fact that he's from Zombies too, but... And then we also got the robot skin on the right here, which also, yeah, it looks a bit more in line with the theme, but at the same time, the color scheme, like, I don't know if that fits a map in the game or not. It just looks colorful for the sake of being colorful, in my opinion, especially the gun. And all these guns down here, like, what the fuck is this? This looks like a toy box. This looks like Toy Story. So when this guy says it's hard when they lead with this, and he gives that as an example, and Ace's response is, all of those fit the world and general aesthetic we've seen from the gameplay clips so far, in my eyes at least? What? And like, yeah, like, look at this too, like a skin from Zombies with a literal portal fits a grounded war theme. Huh? I get even replies from people like this, Zombies is canon. People forget that this a lot, I guess, lol. And yeah, Zombies is a third mode and a pillar of Black Ops, developer quote. Yikes, man. I don't think that people really understand the stakes that you destroy by making Zombies canon to the campaigns, nor do I think that these people understand that if we don't push back on these things that the developers have said, there won't ever be a disconnect. They're going to continue making Zombies canon to the campaign and destroying the campaign stakes. And I'm not saying we should just push back for the sake of there being pushback either, right? Like, Zombies was its own game mode. It originally was its own thing. It was a hidden side mode in World at War, not really part of the main game experience, which then it slowly crafted its way into having its own identity, its own story. It had some real-world elements mixed into Zombies 2 to make it feel more grounded in reality, but still in its own universe. I think that's what it made it really interesting with like World War II and Richtofen's involvement into Zombies, because he was working for the Nazis, right? But he's kind of a mad scientist and he wants to create his own inventions, and that's what led to him creating I think it was a portal to the moon, if I remember correctly. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched the zombie lore video. But he got like funding from the Nazi party to continue his own projects while making weapons for the Nazis. He had his own objectives, his own missions, his own incentives to develop and create. But yeah, mixing in a little bit of history in there, it just makes the story really interesting, right? A supernatural version of our reality. But then you start doing that with like modern campaigns, like There's nothing interesting with having soap from our Modern Warfare universe go into zombies. It feels very shoehorned in, and at that point I'm questioning, like, why aren't these characters just talking about zombies now in the campaign? Like, there's something so supernatural in our world and we're just not addressing it. I just don't get it. And then to top that, a combination of zombies with everything else does not make for a grounded, immersive theme. The developers have also said that they wanted it to be grounded and immersive, right? In what way is adding zombies going to be grounded and immersive for anyone who likes the campaign? It's not. It's literally the opposite. Not to say that you can't have zombies in a grounded immersive theme at all. I'm just saying that Call of Duty was never that to begin with. You would have to begin with zombies in the campaign for it to be grounded and immersive. They would have to be central to the plot. Like, dude, this series has been going on for like 20 plus years. It's like if Pokemon all of a sudden wanted to have some sort of zombie storyline. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? It doesn't work. So let's just stop acting like because a developer shoehorned a plot into the story, everything just all of a sudden magically makes sense. It doesn't. This is what we call convoluted. Like, dude, go ahead and continue the zombie storyline in the Modern Warfare campaigns and see what people think of it. Like, your fan base is gonna drop like flies. You know what happened to BO3 because of that story being convoluted as fuck? The fans turned on the campaign. No one wanted to play it. Even if the gameplay wasn't that interesting and the story was, people would still be fans of it, but they aren't. People don't want to have to read a comic book series, decipher every little freaking thing in a Call of Duty campaign to understand the plot and what's going on. Convoluted is bad. So to circle this whole thing back to the whole carry forward topic of the video, yes, zombie skins should not be in multiplayer. I think, you know, here's the constructive criticism part of the video, right? So I think that the zombie skins in Black Ops 6 should all transfer over to Black Ops 7. That should be a no-brainer. The developers have even said it to like people like Mr. Waffle Waffles, that Black Ops 6 and 7 zombies are one unified whole together, which makes sense. I mean, they're just DLC games. So not having your reward transfer over from Black Ops 6 into 7 zombies, like, it makes no sense. Just do it. It doesn't even like ruin people's immersion, because zombies nowadays in Call of Duty, it's not a crew. It is a crew plus all the extra operators. You can play as a weird task force going into zombies, or you can play as the main crew. It's kind of your choice. It's the player's choice. It's a single player / co-op experience, so you're not really ruining other people's fun. This isn't Call of Duty multiplayer. And then there's the whole weapon side to carry forward too. These weapons for Black Ops 6 going into Black Ops 7, like, they have camos to earn and grind for, right? That's what they did last year with MW2 and 3. All those MW2 weapons that went into MW3, they had new camos across zombies and multiplayer, and I think Warzone as well. You're removing such a huge grind by canceling carry forward in zombies. I've already said why this is a good thing and that they canceled carried forward with guns in multiplayer, because it benefits the weapon pool and the balance and the personality of the game. It gives every gun a role because you're having less guns, like less is more. But for zombies, that's not the case. Zombies should have a big weapon grind for those that want to keep playing zombies and not get bored, you know what I mean? Sure, you can do the Easter eggs, but not everyone does that. Like myself, I don't do the Easter eggs. I'd rather just watch other YouTubers talk about the story and that. It's not really my thing. But I'll grind zombies if it's a fun gameplay experience. I will grind it for the weapon camos. That's what I did in Cold War. And if you got like a huge grindy reward to unlock, like, that makes it even better. So no carry forward in zombies, shit idea, bad idea, not thought through. It's reactionary due to Battlefield 6, like, these developers and publishers have no idea what they're doing. Their thumbs are up their asses. I'm not gonna be a little baby and blame Battlefield for the decision that the higher-ups made without thinking. Let's stop blaming video games for problems in other video games, okay? I'm just so sick of that sort of culture. Like, blaming Modern Warfare 2019 for the future of Call of Duty and its, like, drawbacks. That's not a video game's fault, you idiots. This is the fault of metric chasing. It's the fault of copying Fortnite. Like, this is not a video game's fault. You will get nowhere by blaming Modern Warfare 2019. This isn't a situation of video killed the radio star. Like, people didn't get sick of video over time. Video was a genuine improvement. It was a glorious evolution. So on the other hand, people are sick of the Modern Warfare 2019 formula being recycled over and over and over again. Like, people didn't get sick of video because they kept making more videos. People are sick of Modern Warfare 2019's gameplay elements being recycled without purpose, for no reason. If you don't see the importance of tactical sprint, for example, the literal purpose of using it tactically. If a developer does not see that and just implements it into the game for the sake of having it, Black Ops 6, then people are going to be sick of it. No one's going to understand why it's there. This is why people are saying it's a W that Black Ops 7 doesn't have tactical sprint, right? Because it just wasn't a necessary feature in Black Ops 6. But you look at a game that actually had it as a necessary feature, it had a purpose. More for 2019, people liked it there. So again, let's stop acting like a video game is the problem. It is the developers and the publishers, okay? It was their choice to copy, it was their choice to have predatory microtransactions back in the supply drop era. It's always been their choice. And right now, it's really no different. Let's get into my favorite subject, skins in Call of Duty multiplayer. So as you guys may know, they are canceling carry forward. Oh my god, who would have guessed? Reason being, immersion apparently, keeping the game a little bit more grounded because they admit that they've been lacking in that department in recent years. But what are they really doing here? Well, my friends, they are pandering. They are pandering to Call of Duty players that want immersion. They are actually not working in your best interest, though. You want to know why? Here's why. We went over the weird wording earlier in the video with the word balance, how they're working to create a better balance between immersive skins and the microtransactions that sell and look out of place, right? There's a better balance between the two. Oh, ooh. But we can also look back in history, like we have MW3 and Black Ops 6, the games that released back-to-back a couple years ago. The reason there was no carry forward between those two games, in their words, were because Black Ops 6 needed a reset to get people into the time period so people can learn the weapons, the era appropriate weapons and equipment, right? And that only lasted, what, a month or less? And then guess what? Carry forward, it still didn't happen, even though the game broke its art style. Even though the game didn't have that Black Ops 1980s, 90s feel. After 1 month, the reason for carry forward not existing was abolished. There was no more reason. So what's stopping the reason this time, guys? What, we're jumping from 1980s, 90s to 2035? Oh my god, guys, we're jumping into the far future. How long will it last? God, I can't wait to get my Grifters video out because, we call this bullshit out real good. Let me give you a little sneak peek. Let's hear from Chopper himself. This little snobby take of his.
It's like, okay, enjoy. If you want a Milsim Call of Duty, just play a year's worth of the game for the first month before they do anything like crazy.
Wow, what good justification. You really sold me. What's another issue in Call of Duty recently? Skill-based matchmaking. I know a lot of people want that gone. What if Black Ops 7 marketed about itself not being as strict with skill-based matchmaking, right? And what if that only lasted for the first month? Like, what if they marketed it that way, right? They marketed it in a way where there's no disbanding lobbies, skill-based matchmaking's low, and then a month later after the game launches, they revert it back, right? Maybe not back to its normal self, but like 90% closer to its normal self. Like, yeah, they still reverted skill-based matchmaking and disbanding lobbies, right? But after a month, they make it so the lobbies, for the most part, do disband. It's just that you can still play with maybe 1 or 2 people from the previous lobby. So, oh my god, guys, it's not quite false advertising, is it now? Oh my goodness. You still got what you wanted. You still got what they technically said, right? That totally doesn't piss people off. Just play it for the first month, guys. Just play it for the first month and everything's okay. Like, go on. There's no issue with that. Shut your fucking trap, buddy. This shit needs to be held accountable. God, I feel like such a dirty mouth in recent years. Like, God, Call of Duty pisses me off nowadays. And it's not even like the gameplay design for the most part. Like, I've enjoyed the Warzone era, like Modern Warfare 2019, love that game. Black Ops Cold War, still pretty good. Vanguard, I mean, it doesn't really innovate much, but it's alright. Modern Warfare 2, loved that game. And then after that, everything's just gone to shit. Even MW2 like has a lot of flaws because of this whole splitting games apart into 2 years and charging us again for an update. But for the developers to make this update, they have to sacrifice support for the first year of that game. It's so fucking diabolically evil. it's greedy, it's scum. And I just can't stand for that. Like, Black Ops 7 might be a year I actually skip Call of Duty. I probably won't. I'll probably still buy the game once it's on sale so I can cover it for you guys on the channel. I just really encourage you guys not to buy it. But even if I were to skip this year and try to get back into Call of Duty the next year with another Infinity Ward game, like, I'm a huge fan of Infinity Ward's Call of Duty games, and MW4 is what's coming out after Black Ops 7. However, like, at the back of my mind, again, like, I have this feeling the MW4 is going to be another game that's the first year of 2 games that are the exact same game. From leaks even, we've heard that Sledgehammer Games is apparently doing the next COD after MW4, but also through leaks it's supposed to be a modern era game. So if MW4 is modern and Sledgehammer Games' next game is also modern, just under a new IP, aka a new name, it doesn't actually mean it's going to be a different game. Like, guys, let's do some thinking here, okay? If Modern Warfare 3's name wasn't actually MW3 and it was Makarov Warfare, would that change anything? No. It's a fucking name. Let's stop acting like it... like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I feel like I'm reacting to just the most brain-rotted community in gaming. There's a lot of hopium, there's copium, if you will, in this COD community nowadays where no one looks at history and makes an educated judgment. Let's just hope for the best, guys. Let's ignore everything scummy that they've done and just say, hey, let's pray for a good game and let's pre-order. Come on, guys, get on the hype train. Woo choo choo, here we go. Grifters, man, grifters. So back to the carry forward skins. We've already got the reasoning here for the word balance. We've got the bad track record where they've already gone through this lie. We've already lived through it with MW3 and Black Ops 6 and the cancellation carry forward back then. What else do we have? Oh yes, this list is still growing. We also got the fact that the Vault Edition skins, we have a freaking zombie in there. We have a zombie character with a Pack-a-Punch portal in the multiplayer. And if that wasn't enough, well, maybe this will convince you. Like, we just got a new zombie cinematic trailer with a whole bunch of new zombie skins. These skins have been soul drained. I don't know how to describe it. They got their souls sucked out of their eyeballs and a demon ghoul guy just sucked them into his own face like it was Harry Potter. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there magically, but our main crew, our main cast of characters, these are the actual skins that they're getting. And they're gonna be in zombies and multiplayer. And the fact that they are in multiplayer, like, we're playing as corpses, walking corpses in the multiplayer now. Again, this is supposed to be a 2035 game. It's future, technology, not magic. What are we doing? How many times am I gonna have to say, what are we doing? Like, it's just obvious. It's so mind-numbingly, obviously dumb. So how do we fix this? Well, there actually was a solution that the COD community was on board with, and I don't know, I guess we just forgot because they said, oh guys, we're canceling carry forward. Oh no, don't be angry at us anymore. We're doing stuff to help you. Are they really? With the way things are going, they can easily backtrack. There is no safeguard to hold them accountable. We can't hold them to their word because they've given us no word. There's no parameters, as I've already said. But you know what would have given us parameters? A cosmetic filter. Yeah, baby. The classic Mattsuki cosmetic filter. Let's go. I should trademark this shit so we can actually get it into COD. Just reference the Mattsuki cosmetic filter, okay? Trademark name pending. If a cosmetic filter is implemented, which is 100% possible, it is definitely a viable option. Heck, the game already has changing skins in the multiplayer. There is this gas effect that you can equip on your guns, I think. It's a red gas chemical that they've shown off in the campaign trailer, but it's also in the multiplayer, as we've seen through the gameplay, and when it goes off and it hits a player, they change that player's skin into something else. I'm not sure what skin that they are being changed into at the moment. It might be a shop item, a shop cosmetic, or it might just be a default skin that they have set for whenever your character breathes in this fear gas. I'm gonna call it the fear gas, okay? Because that's what they say in the campaign. That's what Raul Menendez, our main antagonist, our villain, has wanted our main cast of characters to know fear. So this mechanic does exist. We can have a filter for skins. They can change in a snap, in mid-game, mid-match. It's already implemented. All these developers have to do in their trillion, billion, gazillion dollar company is create a filter. Just filter all the skins, give them names, give them tags, just like how Fortnite used to do. If something is military appropriate, give it the military tag. If something is an esports skin, give it the esports tag. If something's from zombies, give it the zombies tag. It is that simple. And it's a lot easier to make skins fit tags if you do it from the beginning of a game, not halfway through a game's life cycle, okay? Creativity for skins is at its best when you have limitations. People that say no limitations breeds more creative skins, like, do you know what you're saying? I don't think so. I think when you have limitations, you're able to get creative within those limitations. You can try to break those boundaries without actually breaking them. That's what makes a lot of media memorable in the first place. I think there's a lot of non-creative people out there that think, oh, if you put a modern limitation on a video game, then everything has to exist in reality. Well, no, not actually, no it doesn't. Your game can still be set in the modern era, but you can get creative with designs in that modern era. You don't have to go into this magical fantasy element where everything looks like Teletubbies. You can still be militaristic, but create cool designs that could exist in the modern era. I think a good example of this is probably the Modern Warfare 2019 Ghost redesign. His mask is definitely something that could exist in reality. I think it's a little bit too silly. I think you could have done a much better design, but that is just one example. That pushed the boundaries of what we as a Call of Duty fanbase thought was possible. We didn't think we'd get a 3D skull mask on our balaclava of Ghost. Domain expansion, boys. Bring that to a futuristic game and bam. If you thought BO3 being futuristic was as far as it could go back in the day, and then Infinite Warfare released the next year and you thought, oh, well, they can't do anything different than BO3, right? Well, no. Infinite Warfare has portals because it's in an even farther far future. It's got a black hole projector because the scientists have been able to spend enough time developing such a piece of technology to get it like stable. It is that far in the future, like it is super far future. And then, yeah, again, looking at Black Ops 3, like our characters, like if you're on the enemy team or an ally team, your character has different lights on their suit that indicate what team you're on. Blue lights are for your friendlies, red lights are for the enemies. It's a real creative take on what we have in the modern day, where characters can wear like armbands of a certain color to indicate what team you're on, right? What alliance you're with. And then in Infinite Warfare, we didn't even have lights. We had hologram armor. Our outfits in the future had a hologram piece of armor on your shoulder pad that would indicate what team you're on. It had a symbol on it and the color. So it's displaying even more information than Black Ops 3 did, while still being innovative. Yet somehow that creativity isn't being expanded on or even kept era appropriate in Black Ops 7. Like, I've already noticed in Black Ops 7 that we are implementing Infinite Warfare level weaponry. Like, this one gun I saw in the trailer had this Infinite Warfare-esque, I don't know what you call it, but it's like tubes. And this was only in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It is supposed to be something that you see in the far, far future. But they've shoehorned it into a 2035 game. And I don't know why, other than nostalgia bait. I don't know what other reason they would have done this. It doesn't fit the era, and it takes away from what Infinite Warfare established in its time period. So that's already concerning to me. Another thing concerning is that they had hologram armor on one of the Vault Edition skins. Again, that was supposed to be something in Infinite Warfare. That was its era. Black Ops 3 even takes place between this game and Infinite Warfare, and it only had lights on its armor. So why are we going from armbands to indicate what team you're on to holographic armor, which then gets a downgrade into light bulbs in Black Ops 3 again? Like, huh? I think this is a really dumb way to show evolution or even just progression. Similar to how having too many weapons in a game kinda muddies it. I think honestly too many Call of Duty games has really hurts the creativity of some of these developers. Sometimes less is indeed more, guys. But when you're just pumping out Call of Duty games back to back to back and you just don't have enough time, I guess, to... Well, no, you should have enough time to get creative, right? But it just feels like they don't take that time anymore. But to get back on topic, like, Carry Forward being cancelled, this isn't going to save BO7 from being silly again. It is bound to get silly again. They are bound to break their word in one way or another. Even if it's not word, they're breaking our perceived opinions on the game. Only a skin filter is what would save us in this moment. With a skin filter, we could hold them accountable to actually maintaining the themes that we set our filter to. You want to do a military theme? Well, everyone is going to be hypercritical on every skin being put under that military theme. This is the easiest way to set parameters. So the fact they didn't do this and they went for a low road creates a lot more distrust from me. If you don't want to have cynics, well, don't leave room for cynicism. And then the last thing I wanted to go over were some bad apples in the community. This is kind of a little bit of a joke section. I mean, not really, but kind of a little bit, because he is one of my friends. Again, we are talking about Expert Fusion. This guy, oh my god, this mad lad made a video going over what Call of Duty skins should exist in Black Ops 7. Shall we have a look? Which Call of Duty skins are too silly? Ranking. Me. Oh boy. Cracks Knuckles. Expert Fusion. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like my video, Lamau. Me. I like the idea. I like the tier list categories. I just dislike that the skins have to fall under this fits in COD premise though. Just as someone that doesn't like combining campaigns, zombies, and multiplayer into one cohesive, one-size-fits-all theme. So yeah, you guys can probably guess what he did. He made a skin ranking tier list based on if a skin can fit into a Call of Duty theme. He doesn't actually do this in a way that if it's like Black Ops 7 or like another specific Call of Duty like Modern Warfare, no. If there's ever been like a reference to something in Call of Duty, apparently that to him fits Call of Duty. Here, let me show you. On second thought, if you guys actually are interested in my opinion on this, we'll be releasing another video on it tomorrow. We're reacting to Expert Fusion's video ranking Call of Duty skins. It's been a while since he released it, so I've let it get a little bit more popularity. I've let it get its reach, its audience, so I don't think he's gonna be losing out on views or anything, so hopefully that helps that I've waited a long time. And this is partially unintentionally, but hey, we're gonna release it as a separate video instead of putting it at the end of this video. Go enjoy that. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Peace out. Have a nice day.